What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some more F1 2020 My Team Season 3. We are heading into the penultimate Grand Prix of the season, the Brazilian Grand Prix in Sao Paulo. So before we go, let's renew our sponsors. Not going to change those, but we also need to invest heavily in our R&D project here because we are losing a lot of elements, a lot of upgrades for the next season. So we need to start investing in parts that are going to be vital to our car. So we're going to do the weight redistribution upgrades, ultimate, as well as the brakes. I think these will be very important to us. And then we will try to get all the ultimates done pretty much. Try to adapt those before the start of the next season. Facilities wise, I think we have to invest in resource point generation, so I'm going to do the durability department investment on that, and then we shall do powertrain later, probably before the start of next season. We have a little bit more resource points available to us. We have 922. Let's try to get something else sorted here. We have could possibly do some majors and minors by the looks of it, a combination of them. So let's try the weight reduction, probably this one, and then let's start with weight reduction first. We want to have a light car next season. Yeah, that's all the resource points we have for now. We're going to go into the race weekend, do the practice programs, try to make as many resource points as possible, and then I'll see you guys afterwards for qualifying. Welcome to qualifying at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Our practice session went splendidly well, all purples all around, and when we triggered a couple adaptation upgrades, the ultimate in the chassis department, and then a couple minors and majors here and there, we are now going to try and qualify in pole position again like last time, and then keeping the pressure up against Max Verstappen. Let's see if this is going to be the decisive Grand Prix to bring us even close to Max Verstappen or even ahead of him on points in the driver's standing. First lap of Q1 on medium compound of tire. Let's see where we end up. It's P14. We are still in the danger zone, so we'll do one more round. Only marginally slower, but we're in P13 now. We gotta go in and swap out for solid compound tires by the looks of it, so let's do that. Our second lap of Q1 is approximately 5 tenths better, 4.8 tenths better. Yep, we said P8. That should see us through to the next round of qualifying. Indeed, we see ourselves into the next round of qualifying in P8, Max Verstappen in P1. Magnussen, Grosjean, Aitken, Schumacher, Latifi, and De Vries all get knocked out in Q1. Let's head on into Q2. Feeling good with this first lap of Q2. I think we should be pole or somewhere around there. Yep, we are pole for now. Our one run and done was good enough for us to see us in P4 and qualifying for Q3. Max Verstappen on medium compound tire and being 0.2 seconds faster than us on a soft compound tire. That shows some skill that Verstappen wants to keep his lead in the driver's standings. Giovinazzi, Stroll, Albon, Perez, Gasly, and Hamilton get knocked out of Q2. Let's head on into Q3 and see where we place. Our first lap of Q3, we're on a used set of soft compound tire. Let's see where we place. We're just behind Max Verstappen. Let's see if we can do a faster lap. We're only marginally better on our second run on new soft compound tires. We're going to go for one more round to try and beat Max Verstappen's time. Our second lap was no good and nowhere near Max Verstappen's time. As you see, we are 0.9 seconds slower than him on soft compound tires. So we sit on P2, Max Verstappen on pole again. Let's hope that we can do a better job during the race, and hopefully we can overtake him and get P1 to hopefully bridge the gap in the driver's standing.
Alright, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Welcome along then to the place where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the final corner. And it's the place, a year later, that Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's Interlagos, and it's time for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Interlagos, always a very special race here in Brazil. It's a 2.7-mile circuit with 9 lefts and 6 rights for a total of 15 corners. The fastest lap today should have an average speed of around 135 miles per hour, if of course the weather stays dry until the end of the Grand Prix. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, and Lucky completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Valtteri Bottas, and Kvyat, Ocon, Ricciardo, Russell, and Lando Norris, Hamilton, Gasly, Sergio Perez, and Albon, Stroll, Giovinazzi, Nick de Vries, and Nicholas Latifi, Aitken, Grosjean, Magnussen, and Mick Schumacher. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
It all comes down to this. This is an opportunity for us to bridge the gap or even overtake Max Verstappen in the driver's standing. Jeff has given us the option of going soft to hards. Now, I want to see what happens if we go medium in between. Seems like it's going to be difficult to keep this up. What if we go to the end of the Grand Prix on mediums? I don't know. It seems like the tire wear will be too difficult to handle. So we will stick to Jeff's recommendation of soft to hards. We will come in a little later, around lap 13, for the most amount of time gained. We will see what happens there. We will drop our fuel load to approximately 34 laps, considering that our car is super efficient on fuel. So let's get going with the Interlagos Grand Prix in Brazil. Rich fuel mixture ready, 5 red lights, and off we go. Decent start compared to Max Verstappen. Of course, the Sol compound tire being the better tire with more grip on this track. We overtake Max Verstappen on turn 1. We go wide there. Rejoin just in front of Max Verstappen. Trying to push. Oh, Verstappen is crunching into us. Going wide there. We'll take the exceeding track limits warning. Alright, we keep pushing.
First lap. Keep it up.
Okay, there's a yellow flag just behind us. Alright, we keep pushing. We still have the upper hand on Max Verstappen while we're on the soft compound tire. We gotta try and exceed our own expectations and push against Max Verstappen. He's almost a second behind us now. Of course, first one over the line will get the fastest lap. Alright, we're dropping down to standard. We'll take a corner cut. Oh, we're not given a corner cut. Max Verstappen is hot on our heels. And off we go. Another exceeding track warning. Yeah, that's fine. We gotta be clinical now. We're gonna try and set a fastest lap here. 2 purple sectors so far. We should be able to possibly trigger a fastest lap that is probably unbeatable.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Ooh, Max Verstappen is battling it out with Leclerc. Just falling behind him, apparently. Ooh, lost the back end there for a moment. That is bad. Max Verstappen is probably gonna gain a little on us. Tire wear is around 27% as we come in for lap 7. We should be on target for our hard compound tire switch. Let's see.
2 seconds.
Alright, it is our boxing lap right now, but I want to see our tire wear and see if we can extend the life of the soft compound tire a little longer. I mean, I don't feel anything wrong with the tires right now. I think I can still drive on these. So I think I'm gonna extend the life of these a little bit and then move on to the medium compound of tire. So let's see how well we can manage these boys and then see if we can go on to mediums. Oh wow, fastest lap on used soft tires. What is going on? Teammate is in the pits. Okay.
Max is coming in for a stop.
Albon is the only one really threatening us. He's already on the hard compound tire, but dang, we got the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Alright, we're coming in for the medium compound of tire. Let's get in to the pit lane safely. Alright, we are going on to new mediums. Let's go, boys. Please give us a quick turnaround. 66% on the front right. That just shows how much tire wear upgrades really help us. I think we should be in the clear. 3 seconds. We should be in the clear of Bottas though. He is 30 seconds behind us approximately.
To speed now. Let's get some
So he should be approximately 10 seconds behind us, I think. We'll see. Yep, he still hasn't made the turn yet in Sector 1. Alright, we got the lead of the Grand Prix, and now we should be in the clear to win the Grand Prix. Now that's what I'm talking about. Fastest lap on the new medium compound of tire. That is what I'm talking about. The speed of this car is unbelievable. Now, we gotta keep an eye out and see where Max Verstappen is. He is outside the top 5, so that is a very solid lead that we have right now. I'm hoping that all the cars behind us, like Bottas, Albon, Kvyat, Leclerc, all of them slow Max Verstappen down so that he doesn't get a podium. Ideally, him being outside the podium would help us out a lot, because that would give us the maximum or a very good number of points between us, so we could be able to secure the lead of the driver's standing. Also, we have to bring into account that Abu Dhabi is not our strong circuit, so we gotta see if we can make the most out of the Brazilian Grand Prix to give us a little buffer for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. These tires have definitely entered their optimal range as we have 2 purple sectors on this lap. Let's see if we can cross the line and set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix again. Yes, we do.
That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Oh, another fastest lap. Back to back to back. Fastest lap. That's what I'm talking about. No one's catching us now. Ooh, Lewis Hamilton is out of the session as we were driving. Does that trigger anything? Nope, not by the looks of it. But it seems like there is a yellow flag at the start-finish straight, but seems like we keep driving. It's been a fairly boring drive so far, and now we are close to a back marker, a blue flag running car, Grosjean, and we overtake him. And we continue our lonely drive in the front. We have a 19-second, almost 20-second gap to Bottas, and then another 24-second gap to Leclerc. So yeah, it's been a fairly dominant drive from us, but take a moment to appreciate Max Verstappen pushing through the ranks here. He's in P5 right now with 5 or so laps to go in this Grand Prix. I wonder how far up the pecking order he can go. My prediction is that he'll get P3 like last time. I think he should be right behind Bottas. Oh, what is this? Caution? What is happening? Up ahead, there's a vehicle. It seems like a Williams is retiring. Yep, Nicholas Latifi is out and VSC is out. Alright. Alright, green flag running. We're back at it again. 3 or so laps to go. More back markers, blue flags for Magnussen, and I don't know who's ahead of him, but let's see. We got DRS off of Magnussen, so we can actually attack them. It's Aitken and Magnussen up ahead. There is Magnussen giving us a space. You must leave enough space. Here we go. Aitken is next.
I think you have to leave a space. All the time you have to leave a space.
Come on, man. You must leave the space. Thank you. There we go. Penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. As you see here, we are 20 seconds ahead of Bottas, but Max Verstappen is in P4. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to peek into the podiums. Let's hope Leclerc can block him off. 25-second gap. They have a 1.1 second almost gap to each other. 1 to 2 second gap between Leclerc and Verstappen. Let's hope Leclerc can block him off. Final lap of the Grand Prix, and we're on 44% tire wear, so we are right on target. It's been an overall quiet drive, dominating the front and maintaining like a 20-second gap to Bottas, so there wasn't much that I needed to do. No real fighting after the first sort of couple laps when we were leading the pack and we had a couple other cars in the way, but yeah, it's been a quiet drive. Car is super quick, so I do need to invest a lot and try to save as many upgrades as possible. On that front, I'm going to try and manage the major upgrades first, because those are expensive, and then if like later on down the line we'll get the minors as we invest more resource points next season. So the ultimate deal is try to get as many ultimates and majors done as soon as possible, because they're cheap right now, and then we can invest resource and development points later for the minors. But here we are, Interlagos P1, what a race victory.
Yes, you've done it. Well done.
Oh my god! What did you just do? What did you do? You did it fucking right!
That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Here comes your top three making their way down to the podium. for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One.
What a result. So Max Verstappen does get P3, which is not okay, but decent. We would have enjoyed him being outside the podium positions, but he is too quick for the field. So it is decent that we got P1 and fastest lap to Max Verstappen's P3. Let's see what happens on the driver's standings. Here we are at the leaderboard of the Brazilian Grand Prix. We get P1, Bottas in P2, and Verstappen in P3. 9-point gap between ourselves and Verstappen, but look at this. Verstappen stole the fastest lap on the final lap, I'm assuming. Dang, if I had that, that would have changed the story completely. But let's just first focus on the leaderboard and then we'll head on over to standing. Leclerc, Kvyat, Russell, Norris, Ricciardo, Gasly, and Sainz round out the top 10 points positions. Perez, Ocon, Stroll, Albon, Schumacher, De Vries, Giovinazzi, Aitken, Magnussen, Grosjean round out the finishing latter half of the field. Latifi and Hamilton do not finish the race. Now, standings wise, this gets interesting because there's only 1 point between myself and Verstappen. If we had gotten the fastest lap, we would have been level with Verstappen, or we could have been ahead of him. We could have been ahead of him by 1 point. So it is all to fight for on the final day of the season in Abu Dhabi. Constructor standings wise, we are solidly in the lead, 455-point gap to Mercedes now, but Red Bull and Ferrari are trading places, 3 points between them, so it's going to be a tight race for P3 in the constructor standings in the on the final day of the season. Racing Point and McLaren are also still fighting each other, 1 point between them as well. Otherwise on the field, I think we have slowly found the positions of the teams, but it is going to be an exciting final day of the season, so please be sure to be prepared for that episode, for the grand finale. Exciting Grand Prix, of course. We were P2, second best to Max Verstappen, but on race day when it mattered most, we pulled a magical bunny out of the hat sort of thing. We came out on top in P1, storming ahead after the tussle in the first lap. Like, we got bumped by Max Verstappen there, and then we maintained our P1 position throughout the rest of the race. Ferrari were close to overtaking us at some point, but thankfully we had the better car, the faster car, and the better technique than the AI in securing the lead. The strategy was perfect. We were on softs, and then Jeff told us to go on hards, but we used our ultimate tire wear upgrade to our benefit and tried to extend the life of the soft compound tire to its maximum, and that was pretty much the difference on race day. So we went from soft to mediums, and I think Max Verstappen went from mediums to hards, or he might have gone from medium to softs, I don't know, but we had a fast car. We set a couple fastest laps, sometimes in consecutive laps, but it was up to no avail because Max Verstappen stole the fastest lap on the last lap of the Grand Prix. Now, it's all down to the last day of the season in Abu Dhabi, so please be sure to be subscribed when that comes up because it all comes down to the wire. So if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, subscribe using the red button down below, and hit the notification bell next to it so you're notified when the next video goes live. As always, I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy, and thank you so much for stopping by this channel. As always, until next time, please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the grand finale. Take care.